guys, welcome to another episode of SpikedGaming. Today we're going to be talking about World War Z, or at least not the book, but an upcoming World War Z project. So if you haven't heard, in 2019 there's a scheduled release for a World War Z video game. And I've actually spoken a little bit about it on my website, SpikedGaming.com. Check out the trailer real quick. So, based on the trailers, this might as well have been called Left 4 Dead 3. It's not anything super different. It's a cooperative, 4-player zombie shooter, right? It's not like it's anything we haven't played before. I mean, if you look at it, it literally just looks like a revamped, sort of redone Left 4 Dead. It's not anything. It's not anything revolutionary. It's not anything new. And actually, one of the reasons I wanted to make this video is actually because of an interview that was done by IGN where they talked to Oliver Hollis Lake, whatever his name is, representative of Saber, who actually talks a little bit about the game. And here's one of the clips.
What in your mind sets World War Z apart?
When we approached the game, the first thing we saw is that movie. You know, it's iconic, those images of swarming zombies just raining down over the cities, flipping buses, climbing up over the wall in Jerusalem. It was clear that that was perfect for a game. So we wanted to create technology that would allow us to recreate that. As you can see on the screen now,
I'll say.
Over 500 zombies pouring down, all trying to eat you alive. So those swarms for us are kind of the main feature of this game, what sets us apart.
He said that the hordes were iconic, and so the hordes are going to be one of the main features in the game. And I'm sorry, but if you're basing this on the World War Z movie instead of the World War Z book, then right off the bat, without even playing it, I'm just going to say the game already sucks. Right? This game might as well be released by EA. It's going to be garbage. I mean, if you're just basing it off the movie, if you thought that the horde scenes were iconic in the movie, and that's going to be the main feature of your World War Z game, then this game's already trash. Because that's not what World War Z was even about. Matter of fact, you're basing it off the movie when the only thing that the movie had in common with the book is the name, and there's zombies. Because the problem with the movie is that it deviates too far from the book. To the point where literally it missed everything. Literally, it missed everything that made the book great. At this point, the only reason I feel like they're making the zombie game that they're going to call World War Z is just to piggyback off of the success of that book several years too late. And again, touching on the hordes were iconic. Left 4 Dead had hordes as well, right? They had hordes throughout the levels, and they had scripted hordes that came out every now and then. They were foreshadowed with a musical cue. But the hordes in Left 4 Dead weren't the main feature of the game. There were so many other features, you know. There was like the special infected, which each had their own strengths and weaknesses. And when you played in versus mode and you were running around as a special infected, you guys had to actually work as a team to have those strengths and weaknesses work within your favor. That was one of the main features, was just the diverse special infected cast, as well as the AI director, which I'll touch again on that later. But the AI director, which adjusted the difficulty based on how you were progressing through the game. If you were doing super well and running through the game super easily, it would adjust the difficulty and maybe play against you a little bit more aggressively. And if it noticed that you were struggling, it would maybe tone it down a little bit, maybe spawn a few less zombies, you know what I'm saying? And these were all features along with the hordes that work together to make Left 4 Dead a great series. So if you're saying, oh, well, the main feature of World War Z is the hordes, okay, that's your main feature? Like, is there nothing else that it has to offer that you have to call these iconic horde scenes the main features of your game? I mean, I'm sure you have other shit to offer, but if you're saying that that's your main feature, that's the thing, that's the creme de la creme of your offering, then I'm sorry, I'm not looking forward to your game, like, at all. And then they try to say, oh, well, you know, look how distinct our settings are. Like, you know, they try to play so hard to say that this game is not too similar to Left 4 Dead, that it's its own thing, right? That it's completely distinct, and they talk about all these different settings. And what do they show? They show a mall level filled with a horde or a horde of zombies, and there's like a car there.
Oh my god. There's no other way out.
If that car ends up being the escape method they use to get away from the zombie horde, then I'm calling shenanigans, because guess who already did that? Left 4 Dead.
Holy shit.
Literally, I think the first, like, 4 missions in Left 4 Dead 2 were literally you running to a mall to escape in a car that's there. And I'll go ahead, I'll play that right now. Check it out.
Time to go!
Alright, now if you don't see the similarities there, there's also a level in Left 4 Dead where you're running through New Orleans, right? And there's like this whole cemetery scene. And if you go back to the trailer, there's this whole your team running through this like cemetery. Like, you're gonna tell me this game is distinct from Left 4 Dead. It's not basically a Left 4 Dead clone, but then you're gonna do things like run through incredibly similar, like, you know, settings. And not all of them are the same. There's some that look distinct, like the Moscow level that they've showed online. But overall, I mean, come on. And if that doesn't like convince you, go play Left 4 Dead again if you haven't, right? And just go play. Don't run through the entire game. Just let the horde knock one of your characters down, and see how it's outlined and stuff, right? And then go see what it looks like when one of the characters gets knocked down in World War Z.
You seriously cannot go down again. Thanks. Okay.
Reloading! Machine guns cutting through this so you can collapse the pyramid.
So we talked about the M249, the M60, all of those.
Yeah.
And earlier, I mentioned the AI director in Left 4 Dead, and I told you I'm going to touch on this again. But if you look at this video...
Meter pistol, and the enemy reaction is very different. So tell me about the replay value, and tell me about the AI that is choosing when and where these swarms are being sent out.
We have a really cool dynamic in the game, which is that the enemies, the equipment, the weapons, they're all procedurally generated based on the player's performance. So you're going to select a difficulty level in the beginning, but within that difficulty level, you have a spectrum. If the player's struggling, they've all got low health, no med kits, it's going to drop a couple of med kits in for you, maybe spawn a few less zombies that time round. Next time, if you're doing really well and you've got a grenade launcher ready to go.
Yeah, that's Saber's guy literally talking about how the game reacts based on how the characters or based on how the players are progressing through the game. He talks about how, you know, if you're progressing super easily, the game ups its aggression a little bit, maybe spawns a few more zombies. If you're struggling, it tones it down a little bit, as if though it's this revolutionary new idea. It's not, dude. This literally wasn't the AI director in Left 4 Dead. This is literally the exact same thing. You're trying so hard to distinguish this game from Left 4 Dead when all you're doing is proving that it's basically a Left 4 Dead clone. I mean, I'm sorry, bro, but Saber, this game might as well have been released by Steam, because this is basically Left 4 Dead 3, except piggybacking off the success of the World War Z franchise, and again, several years too late. Which takes us to the 547 mark of the IGN video, right? The interview, where they begin to talk about Special Infected and their roles in like zombie games, right? And he begins to list the Special Infected that can be found in the game, including
a core part of this genre. Right, so what kind of archetypes are you working with?
So we have the big heavies.
The big heavy.
We have kind of sneaky stealth zombies that hide in the dark corners. We've got
sneaky stealth zombie.
Got toxic zombies where if you shoot them in the wrong place, you get a huge stink cloud comes out.
Toxic zombies which release stink clouds. Okay, well maybe that one's not 100% the same, because when the smoker releases his smoke, it only obstructs your view and it's not necessarily toxic. And they mentioned a screamer, which attracts more zombies. To me, that's just a boomer, except without the vomit or the viscera when it's killed. But honestly, it just seems incredibly unimaginative. And it's using a lot of the same concepts for these Special Infected that we saw in Left 4 Dead. It's really nothing new. It's nothing special. It's essentially old features with slightly changed play styles. And even one of the things that they brag about, where they talk about there's special points where you got to make, not a last stand, but where you make your stand, right, against these hordes that come at you. We saw that in Left 4 Dead. The only difference is that World War Z, and I give them credit for this, allows you to set up a more tactical like a position. It lets you set traps. It lets you set, like, I guess, barbed wire. It lets you set machine guns, and it also forces you to be more conservative. Whereas where in the Left 4 Dead, machine guns basically have unlimited ammunition. These in World War Z seem to have a limited ammo count. So you got to be more conservative. You can't just spray nonstop, and then stop just before your machine gun overheats like in Left 4 Dead. You literally have to spray and choose your shots because your ammunition is limited, as opposed to in Left 4 Dead. And just the fact that you have to set up your defensive position, I actually like that. Okay, so that is positive points for the World War Z game. Good job on that, Saber. But everything else, from the Special Infected, from the AI director clone, from just the way the game looks, it's not even inspired by Left 4 Dead. It's literally a Left 4 Dead clone in third person as opposed to first person view. And just because it seems like it doesn't offer anything new, it seems like it's just more of the same, and it's unimaginative and just fucking lazy. It's one reason that I'm probably not going to buy this game. If I do get this game, let's say it comes out for Xbox, because that's what I have. It's an Xbox One. If it does come out for Xbox, okay, I'll get it when they put it up for free. Okay, when they put it up for free on my Xbox Live store. You know how you get a free game every month, right? Well, yeah, okay, I'll get it when it comes out for free, like I did for For Honor or Watch Dogs, which, whatever. Anyway, this has been Internet Mexican here on Spike Gaming. If you disagree with me, put it in the comments. Tell me what you think. You're probably wrong, but we can discuss it. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that little bell notification, and check out SpikedGaming.com. Thank you.